Welcome to the show, everyone. We're going to be networking with everybody out there, and I love my show, and I say it every time that I have my show on, because you know why? I do love my show, and I love it because of all the great information that's we get here that everybody gets to listen to. Maybe it's you or someone that you know that you can tell them about. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. My first guest, he's never been on with me, but Bergen Financial has been on with me for quite some time. I have with me Phil Henry. He's a financial advisor with Bergen Financial. Welcome to the show. I want you to get right up onto that mic, and I want you to tell everybody a little bit about you and what makes Bergen Financial different. There you go.
Hey, good afternoon, Carol. So I've been in the industry 25 years, got in 1999, and I feel like I'm uniquely prepared to help people. In 1999, people may or may not remember, depending on their age, we had the end of the tech bubble. So I came into the industry in September of 99. March of 2000 was when the tech bubble really started to collapse. And so for the first 3 years I was in the industry, people were losing a lot of their money, especially if they were heavily weighted in tech stocks. And so the first people that I was meeting in my career were people that were really, really upset about their retirement plans. So going forward, 2008 came, recession came, the clients I had in place were prepared, and so moved from New England to Arizona in 2016 and joined Bergen Financial in 2019, working with people 55-ish and up with their retirement plans.
Well, it's a good thing that you're here. Just around this time, a few days ago?
Yeah.
With what has happened in the market. I would like you to kind of talk about that for a minute and what you feel, because it's all about being prepared, right?
Right.
And I want you to talk a little bit about the market right now and what your thoughts are and how you can help.
Well,
I'm going to tell everybody, he had
Right.
to take a deep breath there for a minute, because it's a hard question to answer, I'm sure.
And I think a lot of it is based on your age. If you're
Okay.
if you're younger, look, my son is 32 years old. He's all equities. He's all in the market, and he should be. This is not going to last forever. What's going on right now? It's a little bit unprecedented. This isn't quite the same as 2008. It's not quite the same circumstances as the early 2000s. We don't know exactly how this is going to go, but I do feel like we're resilient enough economically in this country to overcome this. However, if you are getting closer to retirement or you're in retirement, you really need to be thinking about strategies to have in place where you can weather the storm with this. So if you haven't really altered your investment style from, say, when you were in your 40s, if you were just confident in the market always being there, I would suggest that, again, if you're close to retirement or already there, you make some adjustments.
Okay, let's talk about this, because one thing that Darcy always talks about which you've been with him since, now you said 2019. Now this is a part of you the way you are too. There's 5 pillars that you all like to design your clients that have like almost a home, right?
Right.
You talk about like that. Let's talk about those 5 pillars and what they are.
Well, first of all, the 5 pillars need to coordinate well together. I think before people retire and before they get near that retirement stage, most people that work with an advisor, if they are working with an advisor, a lot of people are just doing it themselves through their 401k and picking investments, but they're really in the accumulation phase. And you're getting closer to retiring or in retirement, early retirement. You really need to have a risk plan, and that's the first pillar. And the risk plan is going to be a plan that is going to provide safety for you in those years where you're retiring, in retirement, and you have investments available in there where you're not losing principal. That's one of the core features an income plan in retirement.
I wanna ask you an important question. Let's say
Mhm.
somebody is in retirement now. They're older. Is it too late?
Never too late.
Okay, so you heard it right straight from him. It's never too late. It's important when you hear these things, especially right now. I know a lot of people are very nervous. Nervous to say the least, maybe even scared or what have you.
Yep.
And of course, when you see your portfolio going down and down, it makes it even worse, especially when you look at it probably 5 times a day. You know, a lot of people do, they're retired, what else they gotta do is but look at it. It makes it worse, but it is never too late, he said. Their phone number to call, it's 480-430-2337. They do free consultations, and what they like to do is a retirement, sort of a checkup. You check up on it. It's a very, very easy conversation, and then we go from there. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. You are a fiduciary as well, all
Yes,
of
we
you,
are.
right? And that's also, they are looking out for you. They do have offices in Scottsdale, Mesa, Peoria, but they work statewide. The website is retirewithdarcy.com. What would you want to leave them with right now for about a minute that they should all really be thinking about?
If you're close to retirement, but you're still working, remember a piece I will give some advice on. Think about the fact you're not going to be dollar cost averaging into the market anymore once you're retired. You're going to start drawing income out, not dollar cost averaging in. So that creates a different world for you. You know, there is power in dollar cost averaging, buying low, you know, when the market's down. But if you're not doing that anymore, it's really different.
It is going to be different, but the only way you know is by having that consultation. A lot of people may even, you know, you're hearing this, you might even have somebody do a second opinion. I know you do that a lot, a second opinion. This is something that a lot of people should take advantage of. If you're doing it on your own, especially right now in this volatile market, I think it's a very good idea to have a professional such as the BERGEN Financial Group, being able to have the people there that know what they're doing, that they can help you if within this volatile time that we're living in. Again, that phone number is 480-430-2337. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do free consultations. They are fiduciaries. They work statewide. It's retirewithdarcy.com. And when we talk about the 5 pillars, we're talking about the pillars that are going to keep your house strong. And that's what it's all about. Again, write this number down, and if it's not now, if it's not you, it's someone else maybe, please tell them about it right now. People need peace of mind. That phone number again, it's 480-430-2337. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, how do we do so far? Feeling a little bit better? Yeah, see, all of a sudden he's fine. Okay, so now, we're still live on Facebook in this room. Okay, so we're gonna keep on talking. We're still live on Facebook, so right now we're gonna keep on talking in here. So what is obviously the biggest question that you have, I can imagine what it is that you're getting right now.
You know, seriously, I think most of our clients that have been with us any length of time, they're set up in such a way that they're really not that worried.
So you can say that, okay?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so a lot of people, let's say, they're not with you, and they are worried. What would you say the first thing, obviously having a consultation with you, but what would be one of the things that you would quickly do to help that situation? What would be an idea?
I would not panic. You know, particularly if they're under 55. Don't panic with what they're doing. Come in for a consultation. Take a deep breath, and we can work through your individual situation.
What happens if somebody's older than 55? Are they they have a right to be panicked?
It depends on how they're allocated. Everybody's risk tolerance is different too, and they have to always remember that.
Okay. What did you say? Everybody's what?
Risk tolerance is different for loss. I have people that are quite old, in their 80s, they have a pretty high risk tolerance for loss. But I have people in their mid to late 50s who have very little tolerance for loss.
And is it because of the way that the portfolio was designed, or because of them as people?
I think it's designed based on how they are as people. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep. Yep.
here we go. Ready? Almost done. You see how fast it goes?
Hmm?
Fast. So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Phil Henry. He's a financial advisor with Bergen Financial, and we're sort of been talking about the market. And during the break, we get to talk a little bit further with Facebook land out there, with everybody listening to us there. I was talking to you about a few things, and I want to ask people out there, and I'm going to ask you the same thing. There are people that you say that are not set up right, so that, like, your people are set up correctly. So you said our people are not so worried.
No, they're not.
Okay,
No.
and yet there's people out there that are not so lucky to have been working with someone like you, because now they are worried. You said it's never too late. You can do a second opinion.
Yes, you can.
Okay, and you also wanted to tell everybody out there that people now, if you're under 55, definitely do not panic, right?
Do not panic. However, if you're 100% equities at under 50, when you're 55 and a little bit under that, you certainly, I wouldn't panic on a short-term basis, but
Okay.
I would consider reevaluating what you're doing.
Again, a second opinion, okay? Now, here's another thing that I want to ask everybody out there, because you said this is important, because I asked you about people's portfolios and what they should do now, and your answer was it depends on how you're allocated. So everybody out there, can you answer, how are you allocated, right? So what do you mean by that? Go ahead.
So typically, people have their allocation is based on what their risk tolerance is, and we have questionnaires that people will, it's about 10 questions, people will fill it out, and it gives them an idea of how much market money they should really have that's directly tied to stocks and ETFs and so on. And then whatever that percentage is that's going to be in the market, there's going to be another percentage, obviously the corresponding percentage, that's going to be, we're going to try to maintain safety with that. The reason that's important, as part of an income plan, is you never want to draw out of accounts that are losing money when you're retired, because that just increases those losses you're incurring by drawing money out of them. So we always want to have accounts available you can draw income from in retirement, that you're not subject to losses of principal.
Now, if you are listening to this and you want a second opinion, they do this all the time. They do free consultations. Their phone number is 480-430-2337. The website is retirewithdarcy.com. They are fiduciaries. This is important for you to know. And there's a lot of people that may be a fiduciary, but not always really looking out for you. But you want to make sure that you do talk to someone and that they are doing that. One thing I know about the Bergen Financial Group is they're all about making sure that they're doing what's right for the client, because that's really super important, especially right now.
Right, it certainly is. Yep.
Now, the website again is retirewithdarcy.com. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Their phone number again, it's 480-430-2337. So when we talk about the 5 pillars of retirement planning, Obviously, you just talked about the risk planning of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Income planning, I mean, if you're retired and you're not working, you don't have a lot of income.
Right, well, everybody's situation is unique.
Mhm.
And so part of an income plan, like I mentioned a moment ago, is having investments that you can pull from. They're not subject to market losses when the market is down. So you can draw income from that. But also part of your income plan has to be, when are you gonna take Social Security? When is the opportune time to take Social Security? Because every year you build, you leave Social Security alone, it's gonna go up by 8% plus cost of living adjustments.
I have a question. Do you think that a lot of people right now who haven't been taking their Social Security with the market the way it's happened are gonna go take it because now they just need that money, so they take it? Or what do you think? And I know every person has a different story,
Everybody does.
right? But
Yes.
what are you finding that people are just going for it because they're scared? Or what do you think they should do?
I think it really, again, it's hard to generalize because it all depends on what their portfolio looks like. There are some reasons why, if people have a lot of money in tax-deferred IRAs, 401ks, 457s, 403bs, there can be plans put together to draw out IRA money first, whether it's in the market or safe. Draw that money out first and delay Social Security. You can save a lot of money as part of a tax strategy by perhaps doing that, while also letting Social Security build up while you're doing it. The other advantage to that is you're spending down IRA money is by the time you get to 73, the IRS is gonna start telling you how much you have to take out of those accounts. And it could be that if you delay taking money out as long as you can, until they force you to, that you're gonna pay even more in taxes. Because you've delayed taking money out of those accounts, and you're subject to RMDs, which could jump you a tax bracket or two by being forced to taking out more than you need.
It's like, you're darned it if you do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kinda sad.
Right.
I mean, because that's why people don't know what to do.
Yep.
And another thing that I feel like there's so many people today because of the internet that they do it themselves. And I think that they put themselves into a pickle by just checking out, believing in what the internet says is right.
Right.
And it may not be right.
Right. I think
Can you tell your story to Dr. Google? I don't know if you can. Because everybody's got a different story.
everybody does have a different story.
Mhm.
Yeah. And,
So go ahead.
yeah, so, I think where we can really help you is putting all the pieces together. A lot of people, if you've been doing it yourself over the years, I compliment people all the time that come to the office. They've done a great job accumulating the money. But then they need help putting all those pieces together that they haven't had to really deal with throughout their life because they were just accumulating. So having that income plan, where to draw money from first, making it not only that it's going to live, not going to outlive your cash flow, but you're also going to be as tax efficient with it as possible.
Now, the first meeting, you wanted to talk a little bit about what that looks like. What does
Sure.
the first meeting look like?
Very informal. People come in, they get greeted by Sherilyn and Cindy in the office. They're gonna offer people a cup of coffee and a snack. And then we're just gonna sit down and get to know each other. And what I try to do is learn as much about what is bothering you as possible and how I can help.
The answer is everything.
Mhm.
Everything's bothering me right now because I'm scared when the market goes crazy like this. I think the worst part about it is, how do I get it to build up fast enough?
Right.
Right, it's about that too.
Right. Yeah, if you're in the retirement, retirement stage and you still have some time, one recommendation depending on your individual situation, hate to generalize with recommendations, is, really look long and hard at paying taxes now. If you have a 401k option, Roth 401k option, You wanna look long and hard at the advantages of that, because we do know probably, based on what's going on in the world right now, in the world, in the United States in particular, that taxes probably will go up in the future.
Mhm.
So it might be beneficial to you if you're working, to start contributing to your Roth 401k. And if you're retired, right now we know what taxes are, you might wanna start considering doing Roth conversions now, before you have to take RMDs at 73.
Well, and he also said that it's never too late, because a lot of people, I hate to say this, but they get scared enough where they just think,
Yep.
I'm doomed. And you're not necessarily doomed. The best thing to do is have that second opinion, or if you've never worked with someone like Phil, it's a good idea to have that consultation with them, and they're gonna give you the peace of mind. They're gonna make you feel most likely, hopefully better, right?
Right.
And the number to call them is 480-430-2337. They do free consultations. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They have offices in Scottsdale, Mesa, and Peoria. They do work statewide, though. You could check them out at retirewithdarcy.com. Again, the 5 pillars, they're all about that and how they can help you have a strong, pretty much a foundation for your home, for your financial, for your portfolios, and to sit down with them. One of the things that I know definitely about Darcy, now that I've just met you for the first time, is that it is very relaxed. It's not, they're just like to get to
Right.
know you. First start off with all your questions that you might have to add, so they can answer some of them and really get to know you. It's all about asking the other questions. What are your final words today?
Take the first step. It's very easy just to kind of wing it, but there is help available for you. And even if you think you have a good read on what you're doing, seek out a firm like ours, preferably.
And get some professional
Right.
advice. Again, that phone number to call, it's 480-430-2337. They do free consultations. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They are fiduciaries, so they are looking out for you. What I also know about Darcy is he's also written a couple of books, from what I know. There's been a couple of movies that he's done, which is all about financial advising, and they are professionals with it. They work statewide. You can check them out on their website. It's retirewithdarcy.com.